situation. Hi, friends. Look at the camera, Pam. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. It's been too long. My fault. Sorry. Moving my whole life over to Zoom has meant, oh, by the way, yes, I am wearing hot pink leggings. Moving my whole life over to Zoom has meant that remembering to record YouTube videos somehow just falls out of my head. And I think it's because I am constantly on my computer looking into this camera. Unsuccessfully, though. I still have Tourette's. So I've been trying to think, like, what's a fun video? I'm back at my mother's basement in the Midwest. I still have my New York apartment, still paying for that. But the walls are starting to close in, or so I felt. So I'm back in Ohio for a minute. Don't worry, I safely did it. I quarantined on each end. I did COVID tests, safe as humanly possible. But I just was going through my mother's basement to find, like, what's something I could share with you that you all would think is funny. And I found this. And this is something that I created 11th grade at boarding school. And this is something from when I was doing stand-up already. So I was like finding my snarky sense of humor. And I wrote this and I posted it online. I think it was MySpace. And this went viral. And there have since been adaptions of it and people kind of stealing it and basing theirs off of it. But I wrote the original and I have not been able to find it since that year. I mean, I found other ones online that are like adaptions of it, but not this one. So ladies and gentlemen, I feel like that's not inclusive. So folks, this is an application to date my mother. So my mom was single for, I think most of my high school experience. And I just felt like she wasn't picking guys I liked. So I was going to take it on my own hands. I was going to help her. I was going to screen the men. And for years I did a good job. And yes, I did have men actually fill this out. I'm still looking for the filled out copies. I'm sure I kept them. I'm going to share this with you. Application to date my mother. Note, this application will be incomplete and rejected unless accompanied by a complete financial statement, job history, and a current medical report from your doctor. Then ask for the typical questions. Name, date of birth, height, weight, IQ. But then I add, if height is greater than IQ, please explain. Then I ask for home, address, city, state, and then we start the questions. And I think this one is my favorite. It says, in 50 words or less, what does "don't touch my mom" mean to you? Then I ask where they attend what religious institutions they attend. Then I ask, when would be the best time to interview your parents, rabbi, priest, minister, family, friends, kids, and ex-wives? Please provide phone numbers below. But here's my favorite. I include one space for parents, one space for like religious leadership, one space for family, one space for kids, 3 spaces for kids, and for ex-wives, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 spaces. Then we begin the true and false section. True or false? I cannot believe I made men fill this out. But also, my mom married a good man, so clearly I was helpful. True or false? By the way, yeah, this one's a good one. I should clarify. My mom is now married to a good man. I think they've been married for 2 years. True or false? Making my girlfriend's kids cry is just as bad as making my girlfriend cry. I wanted to know that they'd be nice to me. Then I wanted to like figure out if they were a good parent, you know? So I have true or false. I have kids over the age of 18. I know where they live. They know where I live, and I know their birthdays. It's just like a does he have this basic information, you know? True or false? I am close with all of my kids, and I am a good dad. Then we have an answer by filling in the blank. It says, please answer freely. All answers are confidential. That means I won't tell anybody ever, or at least I'll try really hard not to. A, if I had a choice, I would have blank kids. B, if I were beaten, the last bone I would want broken is my blank. C, the one thing I hope this application does not ask me is blank. And D, I've been convicted of blank. And finally, the final fill in the blank, it says E, women should be treated like a blank. And then I have note. If your answer to E, women should be treated like, was anything other than princess or queen, leave the premise and start running immediately. Then, oh, no, there is one more. Sorry. F. When I first meet a girl, the first thing I notice about her is blank. But it says, note, if your answer begins with T or A, discontinue and don't ever come back. Oh, there is another one. G. I drink and drive blank times a year. And it says, note, if there is any number in the blank above, stop filling out this application and get the hell away from my mom. Here's the signature page, but I think this is my favorite. I think there was a page missing. There is a page missing. There was more. This actually felt relatively easy. Okay, the final page is the signing page. I'll try to find the missing one. And it says, I swear that all information supplied above is true and correct to the best of my knowledge. If not, I agree to the penalty of death, dismemberment, or electrocution. And I make them sign and date it. Then I add, thank you for your interest in dating my mother. Please allow 4 to 6 years for processing. You will be notified in writing if you are approved. Please do not call or write. And if your application is rejected, you will be notified by Osama bin Laden or me. In either case, watch your back. So, I was easy to raise. And you know what? I was helpful. I also had nicknames for all of the men that my mother dated. There was one that I decided was like way too young for her, so I called him the 12-year-old. So when he called and I answered, I'd be like, does your mom know you're calling this late? There was one who bought me an iPod, and he looked like Santa, so I called him Santa. And then I had not nice nicknames for all the men I hated and had to scare away. And I had to scare men away. I believe I once told a man that my mom dated that I would haunt his nightmares. But if you knew about the in-between person that my mother married between my dad that died and the man she's with now, I think some more of this would make sense. But I'm not gonna talk about all of that yet. But you know what? I found my mom a good one. He is nerdy. He's a little attorney. He's very kind to me. He let me move back in during COVID for 5 months just because I was like needed outdoor space and a dog to play with. Also, I got my mom a dog during the last 2 months since I've been home. And the one rule he said was that the dog cannot be on any furniture. Like he was like, that's the rule. And then he did not get mad when my mother and I let that dog on all of the furniture. So, maybe I'll upload a copy. Application to date my mother. And the one that I saw go more viral was application to date my daughter. And I actually think the person asked me if they could adapt it. I don't think they credited me, though. But I was too young to know or care. But anyway, this is the original. It's been in my mother's basement since my junior year of high school. And you know what? I feel good about it. I feel good about the whole thing. And I also feel like I wasn't easy to raise. And I also feel like some of the men that my mother dated probably do have nightmares about me. So with that, to any of you out there who are in high school or college and have a parent who's dating, it's not easy. You have my love, and know that you can create an application and make them fill it out. And if they don't do a good enough job, you can scare them away. It's an option. It will always be an option. And if you ever need my help, reach out. You do you. I've heard, again, that that's a mean phrase, but I think it's beautiful. I really think you should do you. I really think that whoever you are is perfect the way it is, including the version of you that is scaring away significant others from your family members. That version's great too. Love you all. Have a great day.